Louisiana Beer Review Special Edition, Elysian Space Dust Revisited. So, it's been since 2016. That's the last time I recorded a solo review for this, and I thought it was just like 2 years ago. And I didn't realize it had been coming out to this state that long, but it has 8.2% alcohol, 73 bitterness units. Oh, I didn't say this. It was introduced in 2012, and they said it was done just as a one-time thing, and it was in a specialty series. But then people liked it so much they kept it, and now it's their flagship beer. And they called it. It was called something else, but they called it. They gave it the name Space Dust because they dumped leftover Galaxy hops in it. Space Dust. But they said they don't use the Galaxy hops anymore. Actually, they use C15, Dextra Pills, and Pale Malt. That's the 3 malt varieties. C15, Dextra Pills, and Pale Malt. The hops are Amarillo, Citra, and Chinook. I think Amarillo was the one they replaced the Galaxy with. Gets a 91 on Beer Advocate, excellent. 95 out of 100 on Rate Beer, most excellent. 91 in the style. And so for some reason the style points are lower. And it gets a 77 on Untapped, which would be like an 87 on Beer Advocate. Alright, so we did do a group examination of it in 2017. Alright, so now here is follow-up solo review. This was $9.99 at Rouse's grocery store in New Orleans. I like the little hop cone with the space dust coming out of his mouth, which is made up of sparkles and hop cones. And it's produced in the United States for Elysian and in Washington by Elysian. So it's Seattle, Washington, also Fairfield, California, Fort Collins, Colorado, Cartersville, Georgia, and Merrimack, New Hampshire, which are Anheuser-Busch breweries. It's overcast this morning, which is making it cooler as opposed to the normal mornings where it's been clear and sunny and very humid and not pleasant. Okay, this is an orange beer. I mean, no matter how I look at it, of course there's no sun shining right now, it's just an orange beer. And there's a thick white head of foam, maybe slightly off-white. Light will shine through it, so it's translucent, but it's not transparent. Alright, you can't see through it. Right? The aroma. It's sweet bread, sweet white bread. I don't know about the bread crust, but sweet white bread. And maybe some hop powder or hop cones type of thing. Let's go with the taste. Cheers. See, at 8.2, I like the fact that it's a solid 73 out of 100 bitterness units. It's strong, it's intense, it's going to build. And it comes across very hoppy, like they're using whole cone hops. I don't know if they are. Couldn't tell on the website. Or I overlooked it or something. I thought I was researching it pretty well. But I've smelled the hop pellets at a brewery, not the cones, but pellets at FX Matt Brewery, and they smelled like this. It had that strong vegetative spice thing. Hops grow on a vine, make little buds. There's many different strains of hops. Very scientific the way that's handled. Oh, there's sun trying to peek out the clouds. High medium body, so it's nearly heavy bodied. I'm thinking the calorie count must be high. Some sweetness, but 2 out of 5 sugar cubes. It's much more dry than sweet. Bitterness, 5 out of 5 hop cones. It's nearly, the way it tastes, it's like it's 100 IBUs, but we know the actual technical number is 73. But then you can get some beers that's like the old and very missed, I miss it, Hop Stupid. That was rated at 102. But it tasted less bitter than this, really. Strange how that works. Dry finish, so it's not a sweet beer in the finish. I have a friend at work. Well, I've been knowing him since 1971, basically. And he, well, I hadn't seen him for years until we started working together about 3 years ago, but 4 years ago. But because he was living in another state for a long time, but then at work, I was like, oh yeah, I remember you, you know, and so we get along very well. And he, I told him yesterday, I said, I was going to call you about trying this beer, because the only beer he ever drinks is Bud Light. That's what he always buys. He claims it's the best and all. For him. Okay, if it's the best for him, it's the best for him. Okay, you may as well drink what you like. Man, this cap is really deteriorating. I guess from dry rot. Yeah. I've had it for years. But I noticed that the cotton around that button is pulling away. That the color is coming off the hat. Like the turquoise. Yeah. Guess I'm gonna have to retire it. Hate to though. Like I said, I've had it since they wore this cap. That's why I bought it. They had this one in the solid blue and the all black. But you know, things don't last, you know. Material things. And beer definitely doesn't last. So my friend David finally came around. He was like, yeah, I should have never done that. Saving all these beers. We need to drink them. Won't be any point to it now. They're going to be bad. 10 years old, you know. I was like, beer is a product, this is my opinion, that you drink fresh. Hot IPAs especially, because the hop fade and all, or flavor, like coffee beers, that coffee fade. So, and I never could understand what people say, it's hot, it's hot. Well, it's 15% alcohol. Of course it's going to be hot, some of these, you know, but that's what it's like, you know, just drink it. I have never experienced a beer that I've aged that improved. Naturally, I age strong ones, minimum 8 to 9%. They just taste old. All right, so anyway, enough of that. But so now he doesn't do that anymore. He abandoned that practice. He gets them and he drinks them. For the most part. Now, if he leaves some in the fridge, it's because he's just neglecting them. He's not specifically aging them. He just wants to jump to the next thing, jump to the next thing. I'll say, yeah, I ought to drink those. Oh, I am. But it's not, he's not, like I say, he's not saving them. It's not the reason they're overlooked. And we call it the beer museum. But back to the man I'm talking about. I told him, I said, I was going to bring this beer to your house. Both of us were off the same day. I said, but I remember you taking that medicine, so no, I didn't call you. He said, no, I could still drink taking that medicine. I said, really? I said, I should have called you. I said, well, maybe you could try this beer. I told him about it. He'd never heard of it. He's never had an IPA in his life. Oh, yeah, I'll try it. He said, I'll try it. So maybe coming up next week, I'll do that. Bring it over there. Go over there for a little while. And maybe I'll bring my camera and see if he'll want to do the video with me. He won't get on camera, no way, but he might just talk off air. You can hear his voice. That's probably what he'd do. We'll see. Anyway, so Lazy Le Bon Temps Relais, I'm scoring this a 95 out of 100. 9.5 out of 10. But it's intense. Tastes the same as 8 years ago, 7 years ago when we did the group thing. And I don't think I should let it go that long before do another revisit though. But I get caught up with other beers and I forget about it. So anyway, Lazy Le Bon Temps Relais. Oh, the sun is coming out. Lazy Le Bon Temps Relais, a most excellent India Pale Ale. And I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Seattle, Washington, which I've been to Seattle once to see the Mariners, and go to the zoo and the Botanical Gardens. I went to 2 games there, the wonderful ballpark. Well, I've actually been to Seattle, if you want to be technical, 3 times on that trip, and then on the way to Alaska, stopping off at the airport on the way to Alaska and stopping off at the airport on the way back. But that's really at SeaTac, right? The airport's in an area called SeaTac. It's not technically in Seattle. Okay, so never mind. I've been there once. I've been to SeaTac 3 times. And I'm going to end this. Well, I guess I've been there more because I left to go to Seattle and I came back and then I left to go to Seattle. Well, anyway, you get the point. All right, so I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go there and take a brewery tour.